Welcome to another live stream of Roll Up a Power Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Y'all know what time it is. Come on in. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. What we talking about today, Mr. Roll Up? Well, I want to tell y'all about my crew that I had in prison. They was my crew inside of my gang. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. I told y'all before, I'm one of the guys for real. So yeah, I had it going on like that up in there. Tap in, tap the fuck in. My crew, we was solid, 100. You know what I'm saying? And I need them guys to tap in too, cause man, that was the time. Tap in, tap the fuck in. They don't make them like them no more, man. Them guys, these guys I'm about to tell you about, they don't make them like them no more. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Hey, look, right? I know ain't nothing good about prison, but I'm gonna tell you like this. I had a smooth time and I learned a lot and I do not regret it. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Sometimes God just gotta sit you down, you know what I'm saying? And that was definitely the case with my situation. So tap in, tap the fuck in. All right, let's go ahead and get to it, right? So, this is how it happened. January 2012, I ride into prison, right? I'm on the prison yard, right? Literally, within my first couple of days of being there, right? I'm quiet. I'm peeping the scene. I ain't talking to nobody. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching everything going on. I'm on guard. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't kicking it with nobody. I ain't being extra. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm strictly to myself. So the first couple days, I walk the yard and shit. I go and work out. I do everything you do in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't ducking shit. I just wasn't talking to nobody, because I didn't know who was who or what was what. So I wasn't talking to nobody. So this is like maybe my third or fourth day in, right? I'm in the day room. I'm chilling, right? I'm just watching TV. Two guys walk up on me. Now these guys, they been there. They was there way before me, but they been there since I've been there. So it ain't like these some new guys or something. These guys already been there, and I've been seeing them. They some young cool guys. You know what I'm saying? So it was just kind of crazy that they walked up on me like that, right? So while I'm sitting there in the day room, Fernando Reyes, what's the deal? My name Mr. Roll Up a Power Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. All right. Now look. So while I'm sitting there in the day room watching TV, right? They walk up to me. Chuck and Tino. Chuck was from Grand Rapids. You know what I'm saying? Tino was from Ypsilanti, right? Everybody in our crew was from different places, but we all rock together. So anyway, Chuck, he tall like around my build and everything. You know, he was the light skinned pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? So, he just had it like that or whatever. That's who he was. He was the pretty boy, right? Tino was short. Tino was like 5'5", about 150 pounds, right? But when Tino get mad, he's 6'8", 340 pounds. When Tino turn up, man, he turned into a whole fucking gorilla. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a man that's 5'5". So don't ever think that short guys can't fight or you could just beat their ass because you taller than them. Man, no. Not at all. and that was Tino. Tino was short, but he was always on go. You know what I'm saying? So Chuck on one side, Tino sit on the other side of him. They sitting there, we talking, right? They like, yeah, what's up, bro? You all right? Woo woo. I sit up, I'm on defense now. Like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? What type of time y'all on? You know, they like, nah, bro, it ain't nothing like that. Woo woo. They like, you just be quiet. You don't talk to nobody. Woo woo. You straight. Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. You know. So they like, we know that you new here. You know what I'm saying? So we want to look out for you if you need something. You know what I'm saying? Now I told you when you ride in your property, it take like 2 weeks for your property to show up. So you would be on the yard and your property ain't gonna show up for about a week and a half, 2 weeks from now. So you on the yard naked. You don't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta link with some of the guys in there to get some hygiene and shit like that because you need it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna survive off that little state hygiene that they give you. You ain't gonna survive off of that. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a grown man. You can't survive off that state shit. You know what I'm saying? You would get a bunkie that'd be mad because you wearing that state shit. He beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. It get real like that in there. All that state hygiene. You know what I'm saying? Like don't nobody like that shit. So you have to have some real hygiene in prison. Mind you, you bunking in the cell with another man. So you have to have hygiene, you know. So I told him, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, I need some shit, you know. Even though I'm not supposed to be taking up from nobody or whatever, but like I said, I've been peeping the scene for a couple days and I ain't get that vibe off them too. You know what I'm saying? And they was bunkies. They was in the same cell together. They was homeboys, you know. Me and all my guys, we all was around the same age. We all was like 22 to like 26, you know. So I told them what I need. They like, bet, no problem. They got up, they went to their cell, they went and got all that shit, came back to me, dropped it right on my lap. They're like, anytime you need anything, let us know. We good, we locked in. I'm like, damn, that's cool, you know? They walked away. They didn't tell me what I had to pay back, none of that shit. I had got about $50 worth of shit out of them. I was just testing them to see what they was on. And they came with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, they was just real nigga about it. So I'm like, damn, that was cool, you know? Now, 2 weeks later, when my property finally show up, me and them, we already cool like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like from that time we met up until my property rolled in, me and them guys, we was good. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I met Chuck and Tino, right? Chuck and Tino was connected to my man's Tay. Tay was the hair braider. He knew how to braid hair. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a real street nigga, but he braid hair. You know what I'm saying? And he was a Mobite and he was in there hustling and shit. Like Tay was a hustler, you know. And he was young. He was young. He was hustling. So he be braiding hair and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to that. But anyway, that was him. You know, Chuck and Tino was connected to Tay. So Tay was tied in with us too, right? Tay bought in Nard. Nard was Tay homeboy. So Nard connected with us too. Nard was just, Tay from the east side of Detroit. Nard from the east side of Detroit, you know. So with Tay being brought in, Tay bring in Nard. You know what I'm saying? Nard was a smooth nigga, but to knock your head off at any given time. And he was young just like us too. You know what I'm saying? Then with Nard, he had a homeboy named D Rose. You know what I'm saying? D Rose came in our crew too. You know what I'm saying? Now, this our crew. You know what I'm saying? That was my crew I had in prison, right? All of us, we was men's. Like, we was all young niggas. We all was getting out at the same time. We all fucked with each other, right? We all talked about our cases and shit. We was in there helping each other. We just started building. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a whole crew. You feel me? Like, it got to a point, D Rose, right? He was the basketball player. He was the hooper and shit. He had game like D Rose and he looked like him. So that was his name, D Rose. You know what I'm saying? Me and D Rose got so tight with us being in the same crew. I told him he could move in my cell. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, tell the cops to move you out your cell because he didn't like his bunkie. You know what I'm saying? So he wanted to move. I'm like, shit, tell the cops you can move in my cell. You know, shit. The cops, they came at me. They were like, would it be cool if y'all did the switch? Woo woo. I'm like, yeah, he can move in my room. I ain't tripping. They swapped him out. They swapped out my bunkie for him. You know what I'm saying? And me and D Rose was bunkies. So we already in the same crew and we bunkies. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we started doing that. Chuck and Tino was bunking together. Me and D Rose bunked together. Then Tay and Nard, they ended up bunking together. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was connected. You know what I'm saying? Man, what a time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we was in prison, man, but we all had each other back. You know what I'm saying? And some shit that happened with all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, every last one of them I just named, I'm gonna tell you about them. You know what I'm saying? So this nigga Chuck, he was the barber. So he'll line you up and shit. You know what I'm saying? We had a barber. We had a barber in the crew. We had a braider. You know what I'm saying? We had a bunch of wild niggas. But like I said, we was all cool and we all was just trying to get some money. We all was trying to, get our prison money. You know what I'm saying? So we be straight. But we wasn't tripping on nobody. You know what I'm saying? But niggas knew that they get into it with us is on. You know what I'm saying? So Chuck ended up getting to it with one of them niggas on the yard. You know what I'm saying? Man, dog, it was a big ass like circle that formed, big as hell, real quick. So the police came, broke all that shit up. You know what I'm saying? But I was right there with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, psh, we gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, this was the dude that ran up on me when I first got there. You know what I'm saying? And he had my back from day one. You know what I'm saying? So I had no choice but to be there for him when he got into some shit. And he got into some lame shit. But he wasn't bagging out. You know what I'm saying? So we had to show up and man, a big ass crowd formed and police shut that shit down. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't do nothing but just gain more stripes in between each other. So I had a story with him, but you know, that was that. We walked away from that. We stood on business. So ain't nothing come back. Niggas respected it. We kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? Tino. Like I said, Tino was the short one. You know what I'm saying? He was a hustler. Like, man, he had girls from Ypsilanti. If y'all know anything about Ypsilanti, Michigan, it's a little bitty ass ghetto city. You know what I'm saying? That's probably like 30 minutes outside of Detroit. But Ipsy gangster as hell. So Tino was a gangster. You know what I'm saying? He was from Southside Ipsy. He repped this shit, all that. And he had girls out there sending him shit, straight up hood rats. They come to visit him, all that. Like, man, I had a crew in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was crazy. D Rose, he was another one. He had all the girls and shit. You know what I'm saying? D Rose from the east side of Detroit. All three of them, Tay, Tay, D Rose, and Nard. You know what I'm saying? All three of them from the east side of Detroit, but they from different hoods. You know what I'm saying? So everybody was different. You know what I'm saying? Man, our crew was so tight, right? Old head decided to join our crew. Nigga named Doc. Doc was like 55 years old. We all young niggas. We in our 20s. You know what I'm saying? Doc came and joined us. He like, I fuck with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Doc was an old head that he was an old knucklehead that couldn't stay out of prison. He always was in and out of prison, you know. So he was known in there. Old nigga had like 25 years in altogether. He just can't stay out of prison, you know. But anyway, he an OG. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga got rank in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And he came to us, he like, man, I fuck with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And then you got me, of course, you know, the general. I'm the enforcer. You know what I'm saying? So if anything happened to anybody in my crew, man, look, I'm the one that opened the door and I let my boys in, and I'm the one that closed the door. I make sure we get in, we get out. I'm the enforcer. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, our crew, we was tight. We had hustlers. We had niggas that braid hair. We had a barber. You know what I'm saying? We had niggas that was on go for whatever. You know what I'm saying? We had, you know, like, well, I forgot what they call it in prison, you know. But it's like sharing the wealth, you know. I can't think of the name of that shit, you know. But this is what the gangbangers do, you know. And me and my niggas, we was doing that on the love. We was doing that every day. You know what I'm saying? Cook ups and shit. Man, we was doing that shit every day. Niggas wasn't in there cooking up. Niggas ain't have it like that. You know what I'm saying? So niggas wasn't really cooking up until store came around. That's when niggas was cooking up. But like halfway in between that next week, they out. Me and my niggas, we still had it. We was good all the way up to the next door, next door, next door. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew us on the yard. Like, them niggas, they together. Like, we didn't have no clique name or none of that. We was just like that. You know what I'm saying? And we all was together. We all stayed together and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we moved together. We built together. You know, we was mans. You know what I'm saying? But then when we go hit the yard, you got what, 800 other inmates on the yard. So you got to interact with other people. You know what I'm saying? So we hit the yard. We still fuck with each other and everything, but you know, everybody got different shit going on when it's yard time. You know what I'm saying? So we going and hit the yard. I'm over there with the GDs. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a GD back then. You know? So when it's time to come out, I'm on gang. You know what I'm saying? But when we locked in that unit, we all was together. You know what I'm saying? We all had each other back. You know what I'm saying? We all was one. You know what I'm saying? We was motherfucking like that. We had each other back. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't nobody on no homo shit, none of that. You know what I'm saying? We was all heterosexual men. All of us. You know what I'm saying? We none of that at all. We didn't even play like that. You know what I'm saying? We was just some real niggas that real recognized real. You know what I'm saying? And Chuck and Tino started everything. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got connected with everybody, because of Chuck and Tino. And then it was branches off the niggas they fuck with. They had niggas that roll with them. You know what I'm saying? So that's how our crew got put together. Like, we was all just a bunch of niggas that just came together. Like, that was the crew. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, wow, dog. You know. So when we hit the yard, I'm on the yard with the GDs. You know what I'm saying? Tay on the yard with the Mobites. You know what I'm saying? Chuck over there with a couple of his homies. He know from where he from. He from Grand Rapids. So there's a couple guys from Grand Rapids in there. Chuck over there with them. You know what I'm saying? Nard was the type that be by himself. So you would just see Nard out there just spinning laps by himself. You know what I'm saying? But when we go in the unit, Nard with us. You know, you had D Rose. He just be out there hooping on the yard all day. That's all he came out to do was just hoop. After that, he go back in the unit, and we back together like this. You know what I'm saying? Like we had we had jail figured out early. You know what I'm saying? By the time we all got together, we was jailing. We was knocking that time down. You feel me? Like we learned how to do it. You know what I'm saying? The right way. So the OGs respected us. You know what I'm saying? Even though when we hit the yard, we all had other shit going on. Like everybody knew we was mans and shit. When we hit the yard, we still was together and shit. But it's just saying, when we hit the yard, we had other business going on. You know what I'm saying? So it was 2 for 1. You know what I'm saying? I had real niggas over here, then I had niggas over here. You know what I'm saying? I had gang banging niggas over here, and I had my crew right here. You feel me? So either way, my jail time was gone. You know what I'm saying? We cooking up every day. Like every day. That shit wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? We all had TVs, MP3 players. I remember I had 300 songs on my MP3 player. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this would be enough for me. You know, I could do the rest of my time with 300 songs. You know, and I think the songs, I think it was like $2 a song or some shit like that. So you do the math. You know, I spent that just on music. You know, and when I got out, I left my TV and my MP3 player to my Bunky Junebug that I told y'all about. I left my TV and MP3 player to him. You know, 300 songs on the MP3 player, 13-inch flat screen. There you go. And that's the type of shit niggas do when they go home. They just give they shit away to they bunkie or a nigga they fuck with, you know, shit like that. And that's how them TVs and MP3 players rotate around on the yard. That's why they say you could buy a TV off the street. You could buy an MP3 player off the street because a nigga then went home. You know what I'm saying? And he left his property to his mans. So now his man's trying to sell it for $10, $20 real quick. Because his mans know if you get caught with that shit, that's contraband. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to get caught with that. Boom. The nigga tell the whole yard, I got a TV on the street right now, $10. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna jump on there. They gonna go right in their cell, grab $10 worth of snacks and all type of shit, some hygiene or whatever. They gonna bag all that shit up, come right back to the door. Here you go. Boom. You get that TV. You know what I'm saying? And this a way how you gotta pass it off and all that shit, you know. Like in prison is real military style, you know. So don't think it's nothing like how it is out here, like you just do what you want. Like, nah. You gotta know how to move shit. You gotta know how to do shit. You gotta know when to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you get caught. You know what I'm saying? You get caught, you through. You know what I'm saying? So, man, fuck prison. Yes, you are 100% right. And this is why I talk about it. You know what I'm saying? This is why I talk about it. This is why I tell y'all everything that I be telling y'all about prison. Like, that shit is real life, and there's nothing you want to go to. So whatever temptations you have in life, like, just let that shit go. I know it sounds harsh, like, hell no, I can't do that. Woo woo. Yes, you can. Let that shit go. Just go ahead, go on about your business, live your life. That's what I be talking about with this prison shit. Because I want you to understand that if you go ahead and fall through on whatever you do, this is what's going to happen. When I'm telling you right now, this is what's going to happen. So, fuck that shit. Whatever it is, fuck that shit. Let it go. Let it go. L-I-G, Reggie. Let it go. Let it go. That's what Bookham said to Reggie. And all about the Benjamins. Let it go. Straight up. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit will cost you. And they will send you to prison. You know what I'm saying? And they don't give a fuck about you. They gonna get your ass gone. And this is gonna happen to you. So please believe I'm not here to promote prison or none of that type of shit. I'm just here to give you the real about it. So that way, maybe it can tell you to say, you know what, let it go. Whatever it is, let it go. because it ain't worth your freedom. It ain't worth your freedom. You know what I'm saying? That's just my point. Like, it ain't worth your freedom. But for the time that I was in there, I'm also keep it real. And I'm gonna tell you that prison ain't the place to be or none of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But while I was there, I had a good crowd around me. You know what I'm saying? And we did our time. And my point is, it don't just happen like that. You know what I'm saying? I just got blessed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just telling y'all this, like, look, you go there, this is what you up against. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, with all my guys, we was cold team. You know what I'm saying? And everybody respected us. Everybody knew us. Everybody fucked with us. We ain't had no problems. I mean, like little shit popped off, but it quickly de-escalated. Like, all right, fuck that. And it wasn't our side that was on the. It'd be the opposite side. They'd be like, all right, fuck that, because they already know what time it is with us. You know what I'm saying? So if they get into it with any one of us, it's going down, right? Let me tell you a time about Tino, right? Like I said, Tino the short one. Tino got into it with this old head that had life in prison. He looked like Tiger Woods in the face, but the nigga was big as hell. Like, he been working out the whole time he been in prison. He been in prison like damn near 30 years, but he still looked young, but he was real big and ripped up. You know what I'm saying? And he had life. Man, Tino got into it with this nigga over a poker game that they was playing. In prison, that's what they be playing this shit. So the lifer dude owed Tino some money. You know, and in prison it ain't no cash, it's chips. You know, bullshit like that, honey buns and all of that type of shit, noodles, and that's your money. So basically, if a nigga say, I want $1 for this, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look at your items you got in your bag. You can say, all right, that's 3 noodles. Because noodles like 30 cents a piece. You know what I'm saying? So basically, if a nigga want $1 for something, nigga come with 3 noodles. Boom, there you go. That's $1. Shit like that, so on and so on. Man, Tino was about to go to war with the lifer, and it was about like $6. You know what I'm saying? Like, no lie. Like, Tino was about to go there. Like, he stood right up to that lifer. You know what I'm saying? I saw that shit. I'm like, dog, what the fuck wrong with this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Told you, Tino turned 6'10", 400 pounds. You know what I'm saying? When he mad, that's exactly what he did. He turned up on that nigga quick. Like, and niggas knew not to get bucked with that lifer because that nigga was a big nigga and he was known for doing shit. He was in there serving life. He already had like damn near 30 years in. He didn't care. You know what I'm saying? He gone. He don't care. So of course he gonna crash out. He don't care. But Tino about to crash out. And it's like, bro, we about to go home. What is you doing? You know what I'm saying? So I had to pull him to the side. I had to talk to him on the side, like, bro, you tweaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, we got that. What is you tripping on? You know what I'm saying? He like, man, it's about the principle. Woo, woo. I'm like, nigga, the principle is we about to go home. He not. That's the principle. We about to go home. He not. So he gonna crash with no problem. He don't care. He just gonna go back to level 4 for about another year or 2, and then he be right back down to a level 2. You about to go to a level 4, and you never even been to a level 4. But now since you want to fight and shit, now your ass get shot up to a level 4. And that's gonna look bad on your parole when you go see the parole board that you upgraded your level to maximum security. That's an automatic flop. So I'm just breaking all this shit down to Tino. I'm like, dog, yo ass tripping, bro. Cause he already know if he go, we going with him. You know what I'm saying? That's anyway. So even if they would have went there and them old heads would have tried to jump in or whatever, we had them. And I'm gang banging on the side too. So I got the G's with me too. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that if it had to be like that. So definitely wasn't ducking no smoke at all. Wasn't ducking none. You feel me? On my kids wasn't ducking none. And everybody knew that. You feel me? So anyway, I just pulled Tino to the side. I'm like, dog, look, we not about to J Rick, bro. We about to go home. You tweaking. Fuck it. Let him have that shit. I'm like, Tino, do I gotta go in my bag right now? This is on my kids, no lie. I'm like, Tino, I go in my bag right now and get you that damn $7. I go give it to you on my bag right now. You really want that? Here, I give it to you on my bag. Man, listen, Tino was the type when he got mad, when he had turned 6'10", you know what I'm saying, 400 pounds, when he be mad like that, he started crying, like tears coming out his eyes, you know, cause like tears coming out his eyes, cause he emotional with it, you know, but he trying to go, you know. So he got the tears coming down his eyes, mad as hell, while I'm telling him not to jack rate, you know what I'm saying? Tears coming down his eyes and shit. I'm like, man, look at you. I'm like, nigga, you got this nigga got you out here crying and shit. Like you a little bitch or something. Do I gotta go get you that $7? He just started laughing. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't do nothing but laugh. He like, that's some real shit, you know? And you know, he wiped his tears away and he thanked me and shit, you know. He like, man, that's why we real niggas. I'm like, dog, you know, we was together from the start. You know what I'm saying, nigga? You went to your cell and got me whatever the fuck I wanted. And I forgot this. When my property finally rolled in, I went and got all that shit that they gave me. I took it right to them. They pushed it back off. Nah, we don't want that. That was you. We mans. You feel me? I had to take all that shit back to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wouldn't accept it. They didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? They was just genuinely being real niggas. So they didn't even want that shit back. You know what I'm saying? They was just real niggas. So of course I had to have it back, you know, when shit popped off on the yard. You know, but I had to tell Tino, I'm like, bro, you about to jack Rick. You about to go home. Tino had like a year and a half left at that time. I think he had like 3-4 years to do. You know what I'm saying? He already was so much time in. He on the downhill now. He on his way about to go home. He about to go see the parole board in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Or 8 months or whatever. He about to go see the parole board. He about to go home. And he ready to go to war with this nigga that got life. You know what I'm saying? This real shit. Like, he about to go to war with him. And if any of them old head niggas jump in, then we coming right behind them. So we all about to jack Rick. And it's all gonna be over $7. $7, $8, $6, $7, $8, whatever the fuck. Some honey buns, chips, Zuzu, Wham Whams, summer sausage, meat stick, you know what I'm saying? Jalapeno peppers, some cheese, you know, some hygiene, you know, some deodorant, some toothpaste, you know, some shaving cream, some bullshit like that. That's about it. So you about to go to war for $7 worth of that shit? While you about to go home. He not going home. You about to go home. You know what I'm saying? When I schooled him, he let that shit go. He was like, you right, man. We good. He like, I'm about to go holler at him. I'm like, all right, you know, I'm right behind you. You know? We ain't need Chuck, Tay, Nard, D-Rose, none of them. We ain't need none of them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, don't, damn. I'm missing out my man's Billy. Billy was a part of our crew too. He was a young nigga in our unit. He synced in with all of us too. You know, we was all together. You know, we was a nice set of crew, all young niggas about to go home. We all was on the same mission. Man, thank God. You know what I'm saying? God ice skated me through prison, swear to God, you know. So I had a special bond with all of my guys on the side as well. Not just us as a crew, but I had a special bond with each one of them for all specific reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, D Rose was my bunkie. So you know I had plenty of times with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, these was my mans. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something about Nard, right? Like I said, Nard was one of the guys from the east side. He didn't talk to nobody. He only talked to us. I don't know what the fuck. Nard was crazy like that. But Nard was on go. And he didn't fuck with nobody but us. You know what I'm saying? So when we was in the unit and shit like that, Nard be kicking it with us. You know what I'm saying? But he don't fuck with nobody else. You know, that was just how Nard was. Then when he hit the yard, he by himself. If he ain't with us, he by himself. That's just what it was. So with Nard, right? Fast forward the tape. I'm gonna bring it back, but I'm gonna fast forward the tape right now to get Nard out the way, right? So fast forward the tape. This is 2015. I'm out of prison, right? Nard ended up finding me on Facebook, right? So we get to talking on Facebook. He telling me he was in the demolition. You know what I'm saying? He was doing this demolition thing. He like, you know, bro, I know you fresh out. Woo woo. He like, I can get you this demolition job. You know, it's at a demolition company, all of that. This is how I got into demolition, you know. So shout out to Nard. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, all right, cool. You know, let me know when to come up there. Woo woo. He like, man, you can come up here tomorrow morning. He like, I'm gonna tell them pull your name. They gonna hire you instantly. I'm like, all right, bet. He like, man, I'm gonna be up there too. I want to see you. You know, this my man's. I ain't seen him in a couple of years because you know they rolled me out and all of that shit, right? Man, I pulled up to the demolition place. It was called Blue Star Demolition. I pull up, Nard there. I ain't seen my boy in a while. Psh, man, we slapped fives, all love. We kicking it down. We made it out that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember when we was in that motherfucker? Like, we made it out that bitch. You know, we did all that shit. We reminisced for a minute. He like, all right, you know, back to business. Psh. He like, go on here, walk in there, tell them your name. They about to hire you right now. I'm like, all right, bet. I walked right in there. I told them. They had me fill out this app. They slid me my hardware. Say, tomorrow, you're going to get a call, and they're going to send you to a site. You hit that site, you get started. In demolition, you got to be picked up by a team. So when they start you off as a rookie, you know, when they start you off, they throw you out there. You know, so they throw you out there to different teams. Basically, you got about 2 weeks to get hired by a team, a demolition guys. You got to get hired by a team. If you don't get hired by a team within 2 weeks, you get fired. You automatically fired. Because the way how they see it is, in demolition, it go by teams. Because it take teams of guys to complete the assignment. So when you come into demolition, you gotta know what you know. You gotta know how to do that shit, even if you never did it. It's all about paying attention. You gotta, you know, you gotta see it and do it yourself. But it come to you, you know. If somebody don't pick you up within 2 weeks, you automatically fired, right? First weekend, no lie, I got hired. You know what I'm saying? I was already in the pool basically, you know, about third or fourth day in, I got hired, you know. So I was an independent contractor, you know, from that point. And I had that under my belt. I could do that anytime, you know. But I'm past them days. Demolition ain't no good for you. All of the smoke that you inhale, even if you do got a mask on, that smoke is still getting your system, and it cloud up your system. It ain't good for you, you know. Demolition is a good field, but it's all the debris, and when you demoing, you tearing everything down. So all the debris is coming down with it. So no matter what kind of mask you got on, you still getting that smoke in your system, and that's not a good thing. You know, most of them guys that do that type of stuff, when they get older, they be fucked up. They lungs fucked up, all type of shit. You know, because of that. You know, like you can't be just doing. You can't be beating your body up like that for years and years and years. Like you got to cut that shit off because your body can't take all that, and your body need time to get that shit out your system. But if you constantly throwing that debris on your body every day, you're not giving the system time to clean. So it's not good for you. It's not good for you, you know. So I just had my time with demo, and that's how I got into demo because of Nard. So shout out to Nard, you know. But all the guys, I ran into Tino, you know, when me and him was out in prison, when we after we had got out of prison, right? I went to the casino one day because that's what I do. I be at the casino, and Tino was there. He was at the same dice table I was at. Everything wild as hell. Like what the fuck? We ran into each other in the casino at that, you know. So we in there talking our shit, but we still on the dice table, you know. So we doing our work and we chopping it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, we ain't seen each other in a while, you know. It was all love, you know. So that was the last time I seen Tino, you know. But I did run into him. I ran into Nard. I ran into D Rose. Um, Me and D Rose, we ended real quick, right? And I'm gonna say this: I know I look shady in this case, but I wasn't at all. So long story short, he had a homegirl that wanted to do that fraud stuff back then. You know, that's when you know that them checks and all of that when that stuff was popping. So I knew a guy that was doing them checks. You know what I'm saying? So me and D Rose, we found each other on Facebook. You know, so we linked up. We started talking from there. We never had met up. We just always talked on the phone. You know, so he was telling me he had this girl that wanted to do that, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, I know a dude, you know, that do that shit. Well, dog, I ended up hooking dog up with D Rose, and D Rose hooked his girl up with dog. You know what I'm saying? Long story on that, dog tried to scam her. You know what I'm saying? And he just went MIA. And this nigga from my hood and everything, you know what I'm saying? But he was on some lame shit, you know, even though the scam that he tried, it didn't go through, you know, but he tried to scam her account, you know, because he made it seem like he was going to pop this check for her or whatever, but he really was trying to scam her account. I didn't know that, you know what I'm saying? It was just D Rose hit me back and told me, like, yeah, your man's tried to scam my girl, woo woo. I'm like, what? I'm calling, bro. He's sending me straight to voicemail. Hold on, the fuck type of time you on? Don't dirty up my name like that. I don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? What type of time you on? Nigga not answering. He ain't in the hood, nothing. I'm in the hood every day. Mind you, this after I got out of prison, you know, so I'm fell back on that hood shit. But dog tried to play with my name. So I'm in the hood. Pull up. You ain't answering the phone, nothing. Pull up, nigga. Nigga was not in the hood. in the hood, that's just how niggas communicate. You know what I'm saying? Like when there's some shit on the floor, be on the block. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody know you gonna be on the block. You know what I'm saying? When some shit pop up, so be outside. That's what I was outside. You know what I'm saying? Dog didn't pop up. I was outside for like a whole week. You know what I'm saying? Nigga would not pop up. I'm like, man, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? He just straight with MIA. But anyway, D Rose thought I was in on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like he cut me short after that. He stopped fucking with me after that. You know, like I said, that really wasn't my fault for real, because I didn't know Dog was on that. You know, I knew Dog from the hood. I grew up with him. He was a cool nigga and shit, but I didn't know he turned scammer. You know, I thought he was legit. The nigga had a Hemi Durango. You know, at that time, them Hemi Durangos was new. You know what I'm saying? So he was the man, and everybody knew he was getting money. Everybody knew he was living. You know what I'm saying? So I caught Dog in the hood one day. I'm like, nigga, tap in. You know what I'm saying? The fuck you on, nigga, tap in. I need parts. You know? So we started talking this shit. He like, you know, I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna let you know what I be on. Woo, woo. I'm like, all right, cool. You know. And between that time, that's when D Rose hit me up. I'm like, babe, I got a nigga for that. So I linked them together. But whole time, Dog on some scam and shit. You know what I'm saying? So now he made me look bad to D Rose. So if D Rose ever see this, like I told you on the phone, bro, you know, I ain't know bro was on it, you know, and I stand on that. I didn't know he was on it because I don't roll with no scammers, none of that. I don't roll like that, you know. Word came out after he made that play. Then that's when everybody saying he was a scammer. But before that, everybody was just saying he was busting checks. You know what I'm saying? But after I caught that nigga up on that whole shit, they like, yeah, bro, it was a scammer. Ooh, ooh. Like, man, fuck y'all. Y'all knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? I would have never connected him with my people like that, you know. And mind you, D Rose was one of the guys in prison. You know what I'm saying? He was in the crew. He was my bunkie for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like me and him was bunkies for like a whole year. You know what I'm saying? Of our time that we did. So me and D Rose did a whole year in the cell together. Like, man, it was perfect. We both had what we need. We was straight. We got along. Didn't nobody stink, nothing. You know what I'm saying? We niggas wasn't on no bullshit, nothing. We left out the cell, let the cell breathe. You know what I'm saying? We come back to the cell with food and shit. You know, cause we didn't hustle some shit. We didn't got some shit from the child hall. You know what I'm saying? Boom, we bringing shit back into the cell. You know what I'm saying? We make sure we gonna eat just in our cell alone. We already got lockers full. We need this to be on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, just in case a nigga hungry, we got that on the table. You know what I'm saying? Man, we did that for a whole year straight and still had a crew with us. And our whole crew was getting down. So that's how I was getting my hair braided. Now let's go on to Tay. Tay was the guy that braided hair. How he learned how to braid hair? When you be in jail and you go to the hole, when you in the hole, it's nothing. They don't give you nothing, no hygiene, none of that shit. You just in the hole. So your hair started growing. Even if you was the type of guy that just always had haircuts, if you go to the hole for like 5, 6 months, you gonna have a fro. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no maintaining it when you in the hole. So basically, what happened is guys be in the hole, their hair started growing, and they just started playing with it. They started braiding it. And guys learn how to braid their own hair by doing it, by being in the hole. That's how Tay learned. He did like 8 months in the hole. So his hair was growing. You know what I'm saying? He just started braiding that shit. He learned how to braid his own hair. After he started learning how to braid his own hair, he started trying it on inmates in there. You know what I'm saying? To make some money off of it. He started doing it. He charging everybody $2, you know, just to make some money off of it. He was hustling, you know. But when it came to me, I was the homie. he braid my shit for free every time. Never no charge. We was homies. We was in the same crew. So that's how my hair stayed braided the whole time. Was him. With no fag shit, none of that. We straight real raw men. It was just he been in the hole. So he started braiding his own hair. Fuck it. He already in prison. He know how to braid his own hair. Fuck it. Started trying it on people's head. Boom. He started trying it on people's head. Now he know how to braid hair. That's how it happened. It ain't no damn trainees in there that's braiding your hair or none of that. It's niggas look just like you. They braid hair in that bitch. What it is you just gotta find a cool guy, that you fuck with to braid your hair. You know what I'm saying? That's just about it. But that's how they go. Tay was the braider. So he braided my hair. I was straight with Tay. We was good. We did all kind of shit. And he got into some shit one time with the Mobites. They had some shit going on, but luckily they didn't need him, because they needed him, that would have crashed us out. You know what I'm saying? Because we was coming behind Tay, but Tay was a Mobite, so he had to adhere to whatever they had going on. But again, luckily, it didn't get down to his chapter, the chapter that he was in, what the Mobites had going on. His chapter wasn't qualified to, be involved with that shit. It's like I said, they move real militant style in there, So they go by chapters and all of that. And if your chapter basically, not in that lane, then they not gonna call on certain individuals. They call on certain individuals for certain tasks. You know what I'm saying? And they go by chapters, So his chapter wasn't capable of what they had going on. So he wasn't involved. But he had to be front line when the shit popped off. You know what I'm saying? And we was there. We was there. We was about to crash out too. Like, can you imagine 100 Mobites on the yard, and then you got 30 GDs over here, and then you got the motherfucking guys that they beefing with, which is another crew from wherever the fuck they from. They from another city or something. I think it was some Flint niggas. You know what I'm saying? Man, the Flint niggas, they was deep too. About 30 of them. So when the time clashed, you got all these niggas like this. You know what I'm saying? And right before it popped off, the police was right on me. Like, they be on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we was there, but after it got broke up and we had to go back to our units, that's when they sat down, they went through the chapters. Like, all right, nah, he can't be involved with this. He can't be involved with that. He going home, Them religion games, they set up to send you home. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of guys be joining that stuff, because it's positive, and it's supposed to set you up to go home. Even if you got life in prison, it's still supposed to set you up to go home. So, a lot of guys, get involved with it, because that's what they do. They promote you to go home. You know what I'm saying? Man. They said his chapter wasn't involved. So good thing we didn't have to go there, because it was about to be crashed out. You know what I'm saying? Now them other niggas, they went and took care of that. The chapters that was involved, they went and took care of it. It got real bloody. You know what I'm saying? They went and took care of it, so that is what that was. But like I said, luckily my mans wasn't involved, because we was gonna crash, man. I had a time with all of them guys, man. All of them guys. And then, like I said, with Doc, Doc was just an OG. He just liked our style. He fucked with us. Like I said, we wasn't no gang. We was just our own little crew. You know what I'm saying? And Doc was paying attention to it. He like, I fuck with y'all. I rock with y'all. So he was like our wingman. You know what I'm saying? So if we got into it with some old heads, he stepped up. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we was set. Like I said, I'm not promoting it, but that's how God had my time set up for me, you know. So I was straight. I did my time and I got up out of there. And guess what? I've been home 10 years. You know what I'm saying? 10 motherfucking years. And guess what? I ain't going back. I'm good. That one round was enough for me. You know, hopefully that one round for me was enough for y'all, not to even have to go there in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully my one round was enough for you, you know, because, yeah, like I said, I was straight because I had a crew in there, but I still was in prison. That ain't no place to be. Don't nobody want to be there. No matter even if I did have my gang and I still got my crew and all of that, I'm still in prison. I'm a loser. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many niggas I got with me, I'm a loser. I'm in prison. I don't have no freedom, no nothing. I can't do shit. I gotta call people to have them send me something. You know what I'm saying? I'm holding up people's life. I gotta call them, tell them to send me something. You know, pictures, money, whatever. They gotta send me something. That's loser life. You know what I'm saying? Straight loser. Then after you hang up the phone, you gotta walk back in the unit. You back in there with a whole bunch of grown ass men. Ain't nothing cool about that shit, you know. So I'm not promoting it. I'm just trying to give y'all my experience so that you never want to go there because it's not cool. I was just telling y'all on this one about my crew because I had a solid crew in there, you know, and it helped my time go by, you know. But that's what God ordained, you know. He put that out there that I walked through there, you know, and I did, you know. And even on the gang side with the GD shit, you know, I was rocking with them real hard, you know. So when they had shit going on, I was involved in that shit too. You know, when it come to me, I was the enforcer. I was on both ends. I was with my crew and I was with the GDs. You know what I'm saying? Until I finally grew out of that shit, you know. Then I was done with it, you know. But before that, ah man, I was very active. And on the GD side, I was the second on the yard. Mind you, I had just got there. I moved up to the second instantly. And it's like 100 GDs on the yard, no lie. It's about 1,000 inmates, and a good 100 of them is GDs. You know, and then you got other, you know, gangs and stuff like that. You got the religious guys and all of that. So after you count all of them guys, you got maybe like 100 or two left that ain't doing nothing. They just neutral people. But the other good 700, 800 guys, they all into something. They gang bangers, crews, why religions, why blah 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 blah. You know. So basically, if you ain't on the yard and you ain't on nothing, you a nobody. You know what I'm saying? So when I was there, I put in my work, you know. But again, this ain't nothing glorifying it. I'm just giving y'all my experience. And again, it's been 10 years. I ain't been there in 10 years. So don't nothing else convince you that I don't want to go back. That was enough right there. I've been 10 years free. You know what I'm saying? 10 years free. And I'm going to keep it going. I'm good. So that ain't my life no more. You know, I needed to go there when I did. And that was in my early 20s. I needed that because I was real wild back then, you know. So it did what it did, you know. It served its purpose, but to everybody else, that is not it. Trust me. Don't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? Again, if you got to, let that shit go. Just let it go. Fuck it. Because if you don't, guess what? You're going to go to right where I was at. Going through the same shit that I'm just sitting here telling you you're gonna be going through that same shit. So let it go. Let it go. It's been another live stream of Roll Up a Power Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.